Here we go. Here we go. All right, guys, so I found the closest match of trucks that have the 5.0 and the 3.5 Ecoboost. Now, obviously, I made a statement saying that the 3.5 is faster than a 5.0, and someone got angry at me for whatever reason. I guess they never thought that maybe I might be higher above elevation, which is why I said that. But nevertheless, we're gonna see today which truck is quicker, which truck returns a better fuel economy, and if Ford's watching, maybe you guys should just bring back the 5-liter Coyote for every trim level. Just saying. I borrowed these trucks from Ken Ford here in West Valley, Utah. Ken is actually the guy I work with here, and he's actually gotten a few calls on the single cab 5.0. So if you do want one, I think he just went ahead and ordered a few more just to have in stock. So reach out to him to get on the list. Let's go ahead and drive the 3.5 Ecoboost first, and then we'll come back and drive this 5.0 V8. Alright guys, here we go. We're gonna drive this Ecoboost to see if it can actually outperform the 5.0. See, the reality is the twin turboed 6 cylinders from all manufacturers should be far better, simply because they are more updated. Like, Ford has put everything they have into this engine. They really have. And the 5-liter Coyote is just kind of just something they offered because they want to appease who they think is a small amount of people. But there is a lot of people who still want that 5.0, but they should still be updating it, just like they do with this 3.5-liter Ecoboost. Now, obviously, this engine has its strengths. It does. If you're cruising on the highway and you're doing, 60, 70 miles an hour, this is going to get better fuel economy compared to a V8, because obviously there's no replacement for displacement. But unfortunately, if you're cruising on the highway, a V6 not in the turbo, when I say not in the turbo, not in boost, is going to get better. It's just a no-brainer. Now, there is some traffic here, just a little bit, and hopefully it'll be the same, because once I get back to the dealer, I'm going to jump in that 5-liter and we're going to go on that trip too. But will you ever really notice the difference between this truck and the 5-liter? Cruising, I don't think I would know which truck I'm driving. If I were driving this and then driving the 5-liter, I don't think I would know. I would have to obviously hear the engine if I did wide open throttle, but apart from that, no, they sound exactly the same. One thing I like about the V6 though is the boost. That is probably the most funnest thing about these twin turbo engines, is when it comes on, they're rocket ships. But the other part about it is, if you are someone who wants to tune your truck, because there are still a lot of guys out there that want to do that, this platform is so much easier to get more out of. And granted, you could throw a supercharger on your 5.0, but you're going to spend 10 grand to do all that for sure. And even still, I think that for those who want to do more, like get more horsepower, get a little bit more power out of their engine, the turbos, that power adder as Josh calls it, this is the way to go. It's just proven to give you better performance. Now, if you want that big burly V8, obviously that's the way to go. And reality is, it is going to be more reliable because you have less parts. You don't have turbos that can, go out. And keep in mind, a lot of people don't understand how to drive these V6s with the turbos. Like, when you get off the highway and park, you gotta let these engines cool off, and that's gonna hurt your fuel economy. So just keep that in mind. Driving this 5.0 around the lot, the one thing that you lose with that 3.5-liter Ecoboost, and this is the first thing I noticed jumping from truck to truck, is that off-the-line torque. Like, this truck is so torquey down low compared to that V6. You're gonna always have a little bit of lag. Obviously, the turbos, if they're not spooling, they're gonna add some type of lag to the truck for sure, right? But with this one here, it's all naturally aspirated. Don't need no turbos, and it still gets the job done. Now, you can get a supercharger, and you would just dog that 3.5, but if you just want a stock truck that sounds good, feels good, this is 100% the truck to get for sure. Now, having the difference between the long and short base truck. I like the long wheelbase better. So the long bed is just a better riding pickup, which we already knew that because the longer the wheelbase is better to ride. You guys can probably see the screens a little bit better too, based off of where I have the camera at for this 5.0 V8. But yeah, like I said, man, this truck, they ride really good, even with the shorter wheelbase. I'm really shocked that this lighter pickup. Maybe I'll have to show you guys the suspension, but they have leafs out back. Four-wheel drive. Both trucks are equipped with four-wheel drive, so you're not losing any weight there. But I can tell the fuel economy is suffering a little bit compared to that 3.5 so far, and I'll show it to you guys here in a second. But it might get better though. It might get better. And we're hitting the same traffic as we saw earlier. The steering feel is a little weaker compared to the V6 for some reason. It could just be in my head too. Let's see if I put it in sport mode real quick. I want to see if it'll tighten up the steering on this truck. Just real quickly. I think it did. I think it did a little bit. Let's go ahead and jump back over to that 3.5 liter real quickly. There's a little bit of traffic right now, but it's all moving, which is good. And you guys see right there the fuel economy. We just driven 2.5 miles. We're at 20.9. That's the beauty of having these smaller trucks. You're lugging along less weight. And yeah, here's some of the gauges here. Now this truck might be a little bit warmer than the Ford with the 5.0 because I had to drive to get this one to get fuel. But you guys see right there, 196 for coolant, transmission's at 181, engine oil is at 188. You guys see the RPMs? Let's go ahead and get up to 60. Man, doesn't need much. I'm going up a little bit of an incline here. You can really hear that spool from the turbo too. So right here, oh there it is. So about 1,500 RPMs. Now this truck's gonna win with the RPMs because this has a 331 rear. If you get the towing package, it might upgrade it to like a 355 maybe. But yeah, this has lane keep assist by the way too. My goodness, these trucks come well equipped. And then let's get up to 70 real quickly. Trying to keep my foot out of it as much as I can. Yeah, we're just over 1,500. Just call that 1,600 RPMs. About the same spot as the 3.5 liter Ecoboost. You guys see right there? We're at 19.2. Were we that high? I can't remember, so you guys are seeing it back to back. And you guys see the RPMs, right? This has a 373. So at 40, let's go down to 40 real quickly. We're just a hair over 1,000 RPMs. 50. There it is. Yeah, we're definitely higher for the RPM. So this is where the fuel economy gets hurt, is when you have that lower gearing on this truck here, 373. And the reason why is because you have to make up for the loss of power, really the loss of torque, because both engines, and you're gonna hear this later on in the video, but both engines have the same horsepower, but this one's down on torque for sure. And you're gonna see that, and why this truck does still utilize the lower gearing. Now, if they were to do an overhaul on this engine, I mean, having the 10-speed transmission, they should be able to make up for that if they added an additional 50 horsepower to this truck. And they could jump up the torque to maybe like 460, but I've heard that these 5.0s don't make as much torque as you would think they would. And that's based off of what the Mustang owners have said in the past. So here are the numbers on the door. This is gonna be for the 3.5 liter Ecoboost. This does have the long bed, so take a look at the axle rating out back, and then GWR is 7,100 pounds. Also, total payload is 2,217 pounds. Here are the numbers for the 5 liter Coyote. Lower gross vehicle weight rating,
because this is a short bed. And then all in payload is 1,773 pounds. Here is the midpoint. Can't wait to show you guys the fuel economy. I don't think I've ever gotten this good a fuel economy with the 3.5 Ecoboost. But I'm about to destroy this fuel economy because I'm about to do the 0 to 60 after this. But yeah, we went basically 8 miles almost. We're at 25.1 MPGs, and we actually are doing a stop right here. So hopefully it's the same for that 5.0. Let's see if I can show you the temperatures really quickly. Measurement. Yeah, look at that. 192 for the engine coolant. Engine oil is 188. So just remember that for that Coyote, and of course the transmission is 183. Yeah, it's really good fuel economy for sure. And this truck, I don't think this truck has stop start, by the way, too. I'm not complaining about that. Oh no, it does have stop start. It doesn't. It's right there. Let's check out what that V8 is doing. In the 5.0 Coyote, you guys will be shocked to see the fuel economy. It is very, very similar. Very similar. You guys can see it right there. 24 pretty much. There it is at the stop, and then here it is for the temperatures. 187 for the coolant, 183 for the engine oil, 176 for the trans temp.
I am interested to see how loud each truck is too. I do have the AC on. I'm gonna do the exact same for both trucks. 63. This truck is quiet. Very quiet. Yeah, 63 decibels for this 3.5 liter Ecoboost. Now, I would venture to say that this could be a little bit quieter than the crew cab, since you have more space and there's no one back there. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit louder for like a crew cab pickup truck. It's the exact same, 63. Actually, you know what? I have the AC on a little too high. There we go. I'm getting like 62 down to like 61 for this right here, which is kind of abnormal because this does run higher RPM, so it should be louder, but for some weird reason the truck is a little bit quieter nevertheless.
This is the 3.5 liter Ecoboost. It's gonna be a twin turbo V6, good for 400 horsepower, 510 pound-feet of torque. All that power goes to a 10-speed transmission, and remember, 331 rear end. Let's see how it accelerates.
Here we go.
This is going to be the 5-liter Coyote, good for 400 horsepower, but 410 pound-feet of torque. All that power does go through a 10-speed transmission, 373 rear. Let's see how it accelerates.
Here we go.
I'm impressed by this 5.0, guys. The 0 to 30, I think it was, or was it the 60 foot? I can't remember now. I looked at it really quickly, but I'm driving. Whichever number, this truck won. But you saw how that 3.5 caught back up. That low end torque is why this truck is so quick. But if it had an additional maybe 20 more horsepower, this truck would have won. So all you need is like a cold air intake, and this truck is going to be as quick as a twin turbo V6. Now at sea level, I think that this truck might be the faster truck, but the turbos are said to make up some of the difference for the horsepower loss at these higher elevations. So very, very, very close for the performance. Now we got to see which truck's going to do the best for the MPG. So I'll show you guys when we get back. Pulling back in with the 3.5 liter Ecoboost. It's gonna stop right next to this tow truck. As long as it doesn't move, you guys know the exact spot, but here it is. 21.1, we drove 15.4 miles, 18 minutes and 45 seconds. Here it is. 5 liter Coyote moment of truth. Is it better than that Ecoboost? 21.7 MPG, pretty much the same time, same mileage. What is there left to say? We lost the 5 liter Coyote. Literally someone came in off my video I did about a month or so ago on that truck to test drive it. It's so funny. When people say YouTube doesn't work, I laugh at them. I'm like, yeah, because I still have people say no to me to do videos, just as an FYI, which is funny. But nevertheless, as I say, what is there left to talk about? Why are the manufacturers not producing more V8s? Why hasn't Ford shocked the world with saying we're bringing back the 5 liter Coyote to the Expedition, to the F-150, to the Explorer, to the Ford Escape? I mean, my goodness, like, I would probably be excited about a Ford Escape 5 liter Coyote. Just saying. They can Coyote everything here if they wanted to, but regardless of that, Ford chooses to sit on a gold mine for whatever reason and not open up the full potential of their brand, which is silly to me. But that's another video, because you know what that goes down under. I'm not even gonna say it because, you know, people are so sensitive today. I love how sensitive people are. I just get a lot of laughs every day when I read comments. But yes, I think that the 5 liter Coyote won this thing today. I think it won the performance because, again, it's down 100 pound-feet of torque. Give me a break. If it had just 50 more pound-feet of torque, I think it would have won. So hope you guys liked the video. I'm done. I had fun today. I've been wanting to do this video for a long time, and kind of what happened today, I lose a truck or a truck gets sold before I can get there to do the video, and today I just barely got it done. The only thing is you guys didn't see the axle temperatures because I only got it for the truck here, which is the 3.5 Ecoboost. Later.